She didn't find it in the library, and while she was taking care of Saul's father, she thought she found it in the hospital.
I was reading while he was being treated. I was sitting and I saw this book. I felt in my heart, wow, maybe this is the sacred book. So I held it and I took it, home. And it's the New Testament. So I was reading it, but I felt that it's not that book. So I returned the book again to the hospital.
Then one day, while Emma was in the park looking after her employer's children, Saul drove back from attending her daily mass. She had a book in her hand.
So as soon as I touched the book, it was a brown book. I didn't even read it. I just put my hand, I touched it, and then something happened to my heart. There was, my heart, it's like a tingling sensation, just like what I felt, when the first time I was in Fatima. I felt it, oh my Lord, I said, my Lord, I said, this is the book, Lord, because I felt the whole, because the other one, it's beautiful, but it's not really complete, But when I touched it, my God, this is the book that you're asking me to, to find it, that all the questions that I want to understand is in that book. I said, so when I opened it, I saw it's Holy Bible, and I cried, and I looked up, and I was holding the book, and I was crying, and Saul was crying, and I looked up, on the sky, and I saw angels,
Emma started to read.
When I read it, there's a note there, please take me home and use me. That's the message.
With this began her education in the faith.
I was reading, it's become like alive, and I felt that I was there, I felt that, and then now I'm learning, I'm understanding, the questions, so I said, no question, I'm not gonna question. God said to me, you are my little child that I chose. My Father chose you even before you were conceived in your mother's womb, and you have to serve me, my child. Your mission is for your brothers and sisters, for healing and conversion, to open their eyes to see, to open their ears, to open their hearts, to love me and to come back to me.
I expected that Emma is going to look like a very special lady, and I'm going to see right away that she's so special. But when she opened the door, she was simple, very humble woman. She was dressed like a normal housewife.
I said, Lord, why did you choose me? I don't even know, Lord, how to pray. I don't know how to speak English. I said, because I was just nanny, and I have that inferiority complex with people because I knew that I am a nanny. I am a nanny and I'm not worthy to be with people. And Jesus said, that is why I chose you, my child, because you don't know anything. I will teach you, my child. So from then on, when he said to me, I will teach you, my child, there was a total surrender to what he said to me.
Soon people heard about Emma and joined their prayer group, and the mission spread.
I'd heard of Emma 2 years before I actually met her from several people, and she had a prayer house in Kingston.
We were a little bit shocked the first time we came up, and we came in and we looked, and I thought, this is more than even a church. We were just about tempted to go around to go out the door, but then we changed our mind.
There wasn't a big crowd, but there were people here. And so it was very beautiful, and we were excited about it all, and the Spirit was just lifting us.
We said, what is this? But anyway, we were so impressed with Emma. We said, it's Emma and Saul. Then we got to the door, and Emma looked at us. We're all tall, and she's short. She said, you have a mission. I looked at her. We have a mission? She said, yes. Whoa, we got in the car, and I said, is this mission impossible?
And she said, do you know that you have a mission to do? I never heard that before. And I thought, what does this mean? I didn't know.
And Betty said, what does that mean? We have a mission. What does it mean, a mission? What's a mission?
And before leaving, she put her arm around me and she said, so gently, do you know how much Jesus and Mother Mary love you? I'd never heard anyone say that to me before, and I felt this hope and this exhilaration. I was just so happy.
We just went and sat in the car, and all of our hearts was filled with so much love that we were almost crying.
We were just so excited. We couldn't wait for the next weekend, or even Wednesday was the prayer meeting. And we'd stay here at night, and first till 10, till 12, till 1. It was unbelievable. We didn't know about the time. We say, oh, Emma's got to go to work tomorrow, we better leave. We didn't seem to care. We just, you know, and it's 80 miles to down and 80 miles back. And we never missed Wednesday, and then we get the weekends too. We said, Saul, are we going on a mission? Yes, we're going to go on a mission the weekend. Okay.
Monday night, we would start to be so excited. We were so excited. We'd get our food ready early so that we could eat early so that we can get down here. We would prepare Bill at work, and he'd throw his lunch pail and rush, and we'd get into the car with the girls, and we would drive down here.
Oh, my goodness. When we first walked into her home, what we first saw was the Santa Nina was oiling, and other statues were oiling, and we were so overwhelmed. We didn't know what to look at first.
And after a while, I started to believe. I think it was almost like the Lord was telling me, this is my child, believe her. And that kind of changed my thinking.
I was just overwhelmed to be a part of that, to be able to see that and experience that.
I started coming every Wednesday. I would get shifts off at work. I'd switch them with people, and I'd be so tired, but I had to be here. It was something I felt. And during this time, my conversion was happening.
I believe that the long prayers and saying the rosaries for old ladies who are coming to church. But in a year after that, I had a conversion, and I joined the prayer group, and I could not stop till now.
It's just that I think it is a feeling that the Holy Spirit brought us there, guided us there for a reason or other, because the neighbors around here don't know of Emma. They didn't know that anything was going on. Although there was cars parked all around, the driveways, down the street and everything, they didn't know what was going on.
The neighbors didn't know that what was going on in that tiny house would spread all over the world. And the more they prayed, the more they went on mission. And the prayer groups multiplied.
Although there's Portuguese, there's French people, there's Polish people that comes to the prayers, they all do their prayers in their own language, and it all starts at the same time and it finishes at the same time.
The missions then began to travel from Canada to the U.S. The Galtieri couple set up the Mother of Joy prayer house when the Blessed Mother appeared to Emma in property they owned in Syracuse, New York. Soon Emma would meet a very devout Catholic who would be strongly committed to her mission and become her benefactor.
And they mentioned to me that there's a special visionary coming down from Canada on Sundays. And during the Mass, I looked over and I saw her face turn all silver. And I said, this is a very special, very, very special person, I said. I was really excited about this whole situation. So then the next day, Emma would invite me to different missions, you know, Emma and Saul, and I would go up.
Prayer groups began to sprout throughout the U.S.
We felt the littleness and the humility, and we could feel the awesome power of God when we prayed here, which is that peace that you don't find in a lot of prayer groups.
I first heard Emma speak out in Emmitsburg, Maryland, and she just really touched my heart with her joyfulness, her love, her humbleness.
La Pieta namin sa Washington, we have prayer every Sunday. Fully booked kami niyan for the whole year.
Prayer groups formed overseas. Anya brought Emma to Poland.
And I got to know a few priests there. In 2003, it was accomplished because Emma was able to come and was 5 prayer groups created.
Currently, aside from the US, Canada, and Poland, there are prayer groups in France, Portugal, Sri Lanka, West Indies, and the Philippines.
Prayer meetings are wonderful. The prayers are great. It's not only the miracles and the apparitions and all the other gifts that you receive. It's the general holy feeling and the nice pleasantness of and the peacefulness and the joy. Like Blessed Mother, it's amazing because that's the way they feel when you're within the prayer meeting. You feel joy, happiness, you feel love, you feel all the nice things like the Blessed Mother promised.
So a historical reality, no matter how painful, and the reality of a people so humble being dispersed all over the world has been the instrument of God for evangelization.
And I have, through the years, experienced things with Emma that I've never experienced with any other person.
Lahat ng mga nangyayari kay Emma from the beginning, alam na namin. Mga miracles, mga sparkle, oil, or any other thing na nangyayari kay Emma, the Holy Host, yung mga flower, yung ano.
She was praying in the chapel, and she received the gift of the light of healing. And she asked us to touch her hand, and we all went over to touch her hand. And she was just emanating with the most beautiful fragrance. She had oil on her hands, oil on her face, and this most beautiful fragrance just filled the whole place.
One of the most common but remarkable occurrences that happened to Emma is what they call the sparkles, or glitter, or gold dust, what is also known in Latin America as escarchas.
Right in front of our eyes, as soon as she started to talk about the Blessed Mother, she sparkled right there. We said, look.
I seen that load of sparkles that she got hit with, when the apparition was going on.
It would start on the face, and what would happen is it would go gray. The gray gets darker, and then it's gold, or it's multicolored.
And I remember turning and looking at Emma, and at that moment, Emma did not look like Emma. It was like this beautiful lady, and the sparkles started appearing on her face. I never witnessed that. So I was shocked, but I was like a child. I came to her and I touched with my finger and I put it on myself.
And we saw it on her forehead, and at first I thought, I didn't see that when it wasn't there, and I didn't see it get there, and I don't not believe, but I'm not going to go home and tell everybody I saw a miracle. But after that happened, many times we saw the gold just appear on Emma's forehead. And then I didn't care what people thought.
She turned around and she said, "Good evening." And she was covered with what I would call sparkles. And my first reaction was I looked up to the ceiling because I thought there was a little hole up there. I thought there's a hole and somebody's upstairs dropping this stuff down. But that's not the way it was.
And as we were talking, the sparkles came right in front of me. I'm like a foot away, and I'm like, my eyes are getting big, and she says, "What? What is it, Bill?" I said, "You have sparkles all over your face." I said, "I thought we have to pray in order this to happen." "Oh, no," she said, "not so." He says, "We were actually praying. We're talking about Jesus. So we're in essence praying."